Hey everybody, here's something a little different for you. This is part of our live event in Toronto, part of our three-part series on pre-construction and how to sell it in Calgary, but really it's how to sell it anywhere. So watch this one and the other two coming right up. Like and subscribe. I've got tons of great content coming up on how to survive in a tough market, how to sell pre-con, how to do new homes, how to get endless listings. It's all coming up on this channel. Just a couple of headlines out there. So high prices, bidding wars, and absolutely zero incentives for tenants in Calgary's rental market is making it a landlord's world. I don't know, that sounds pretty good to me. So that was in CBC, September 2021, 14% from July 2020 to July 2021. And then the numbers that we work on with when we're doing launches, we're always really conservative with the numbers. So we have migration right now compounded with not only immigration, but immigration that's 1.5 times what it was, pre-COVID. So there's hundreds of thousands of people waiting to come to Canada. Then on top of that, we're cranking it up even more over the next 3 or 4 years. So there's so much opportunity. It's pretty exciting. It's really exciting. So why Calgary? Number one most livable city in North America. Not my words, okay, not my words. This was voted on like every year. In North America, we are the number one city that is most livable. Top five, sorry, did you want to add something there, bro? By Calgary, yeah, by Calgarians, yeah, no. Completely third-party independent. We've been in the top 5 most livable city in the world 10 years in a row. It's actually 12 years now. We usually hit number 4, number 5. That's over 200 cities, over 1 million in the entire world. Clean air. So positive net migration, 2% annual growth over the next 5 years. We think this is conservative. We have not only migration from Toronto and from Vancouver, we have immigration on top of that. And that's where all our population increase was coming from pre-COVID during the recession, because people weren't migrating there for job opportunities. There weren't any at the time. So now we have job opportunities, we have immigration at 1.5 times, and we have migration from the 2 largest cities in Canada. GDP growth, 5.4% growth expected in 2022. They absolutely nailed it last year as well. We were number 1 province for growth in Canada, and Alberta to lead the national growth over the next 3, 4, 5 years. So they predicted this when COVID hit, and we're still carrying through with that. So we wrote this one about 1.5 years ago, highest wages in Canada, good tenant profiles, predicted 38,000 jobs to be created in Alberta in 2021. The actual number was 130,000. Okay, so I think they nailed that one. Alberta favors the landlord. So is Brad still in the room? Nope, he walked out. Favorable landlord legislation to protect your investment. So the beauty about Alberta is we are sort of a little bit of anti-government and anti-rules. I'm not sure if you're aware. And kind of little like Texas, y'all. So it literally favors the landlord. And there's no rent control. So as you, from year to year, if the market value goes up $300, then I mean your tenant's gonna fucking hate it, but it's going up $300, and if they move out, there's somebody right behind them. I'm gonna talk about like how crazy it is in the rental market right now in a few minutes, but so Brad tells a story about a few years ago. Brad's got about, 20 or 21 rentals in Calgary, I think. Might be a little bit less than that. He's got more stuff in, Jess's wife is going, I don't know. Anyways, and he had a scenario where Brad, just yell What was the scenario with your tenant that you kicked out? Wasn't paying the rent?
Yeah, so they weren't paying rent. So what I ended up doing is that a property manager came in, they hadn't paid rent for about 2 months. I forget it's like a bailiff or something, came in, literally grabbed all their stuff, was able to get in their house, grab all their belongings, put it in storage, and they owed me like $4,000. They weren't allowed to get their stuff out of storage until they paid me back. They actually didn't have enough money, so they actually auctioned off their motorcycle, which got like $8,000, which paid me off and the bailiff. It cost me nothing, and they had to leave. Alberta.
All right. Okay. So, shitty for the tenant, but pay your fucking rent, like, honest to God. So I had a similar situation. I had somebody who didn't pay their rent for a couple of months. It's super rare, like, it just doesn't happen that often, and this was like 10 years ago. And I hired, I can't even remember who it was I hired. It was like $800. And they go to court for you, and within 5 days, I had an eviction notice on the door, and they had to leave. So it's pretty cool that way. You don't get you don't get destroyed by tenants taking over your place, and then there's you're handcuffed and you can't do by government regulations. So no rent. So increasing rental rates, we talked about that. Going forward, we believe the next 12 months are going to be 5 or 6% increase in rental rates. But everything that when we do our formulas and figure stuff out, it's just usually 3%. We just go conservative so that we underpromise and overdeliver. So no rent control, no limit on the amount a landlord can demand for leasing a home. So as long as you give them 3 months notice, year to year, you can put the rent up as much as you like or as much as the market will allow. Low vacancy rates. So I pumped this up a little bit because we had put this together about a year and a half ago. 48,000 purpose-built rental units in Calgary. It's the lowest in North America in cities over 1 million. So there was a 30-year period when no builders built any rentals whatsoever. So it's either brand new rentals or it's super old and they smell. So once in a while, if we do a launch, and you know how sometimes you do a launch and the prices are about 10 or 15% above the market, I've had people go, but those people are renting. Like, I just checked out some prices, and the rent over here is a little bit lower, and I'm like, yeah, because the building's 40 years old and it probably smells bad and it's full of asbestos, right? So there's literally nothing in between. And during the recession, there was cranes everywhere as builders were coming in from all over Canada, scrambling to try to catch up on the purpose-built rental market. So purpose-built rentals are getting a massive premium because they're getting bigger windows, they're getting nicer cabinets and quartz countertops, and it doesn't matter what you do to like an older unit, it's still going to be old, right? The building, the structure is still going to be old, and it's still going to have some smells in there. So, which is one of my pet peeves. There's no HST. Okay, there is GST. The GST is tacked onto the price, and they can mortgage it. So if it's a downtown building that we're I don't know why it's like this. It's just something that kind of happened. Downtown building is going to be price plus 5% GST. Usually when we launch in the suburbs, it's always GST included. Okay, but you just got to ask those questions. The one that we're launching this afternoon, GST is included, so the price is the price. It's going to mess you guys up. You're going to be like, this isn't real. Okay, so no land transfer taxes. Not kidding. There is, but it's like, I don't know. Aaron's going to talk about the formula later, and it's so minimal. It's like $150 or something. Am I right? 300. Oh, it's 300. Sorry, it went up. It's 300 now. Sorry. Okay, my speech is over. It's 300. So there's no development fees, there's no building levy. So you save thousands, obviously, on provincial and municipal taxes. So literally, your closing costs are, have we seen anything over $2,000? Not really, no. So when I say $2,000 to close, that's lawyer fees included. Sorry if I'm, Aaron's coming up in a minute to talk about it. I think I just Yeah, and I guess you have to give him a discount now. Sorry about that. You already do? Oh, she already does. Hey. Okay. Affordability. So obviously, the affordability is ridiculous, and because of the trend that we were on, during our downturn, which the pendulum swings too far, like it just swung too far for Toronto. It went up too fast. It's unsustainable. When we went down in price, when we were bleeding for 4 or 5 years, the pendulum swung too far. It was too low. It was so cheap. And I come to Toronto, and I'm going, oh my God, everybody's going, oh my God, it's like things are happening. Everybody's dancing in the streets and, stuff's happening. And then I go back to Minto office in Calgary and everybody's like, this isn't like 2018. Nothing was happening. I'm like, oh my God, shit's gonna happen here. And we were right. Like there was no way it could hold back. It had to go up. And we, like I said, we are still 20 or 30% shy of where we really should be, and I bet you that's conservative. Over what period of time, I'm not sure. Maybe it's over the next 6 months, maybe it's over the next 2 years, but it's still growth. So affordability is insane. Most of the time, you're going to get positive cash flow. Does anybody know what that means here? You know what cash flow means, but I think there's usually a different word in front of it. What is it? Negative? Yeah. Okay. I know it's the same thing in Vancouver. They're like, oh my God, come and buy this condo. It only has negative 800 cash flow per month. You're like, whoo. Yeah, we're like, oh, ours is plus 200. So we actually had a lot of investors buying from Toronto to cancel out their negative cash flow from Toronto. Hey, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content coming out 2 or 3 times a week. See you in the next video.